Uh, Good morning, guys. Um, this is what the market did for us um, yesterday. So we can see the price only at the rejection at our OG level there. So this means that we still have to wait for price to come back at this point. Then we can buy. Um, the 4 hour time frame also can see it went bullish again at this point. So right now I just need it to come back at this one. And I know it will come back, just needs time. So we just need price to break below. Then we can see if we'll keep this trade for next week or we'll pick something else. Okay. Then we have Euro card. You can see price is finally on its way to retest my level after reacting at this point. Mm, which is still fine because the daily is still bullish. So we can still catch a buy right around that level. Mm, the next thing we have is USD card. I also wanted price to retest, but it's bearish on the daily. So once it's here, I'll be waiting for that shift for me to buy. Uh, which is NZD card and price closed above this daily high. So our OG level instantly has changed to this one. Mm, but we'll only trade this pair next week. Mm, this will be our other. And this will be our. Then this will be our. Okay, so just like that, you see, we now update, so we'll be looking for buys at this level. You see? Uh, yeah. And if we can get that, that's still fine. That's still fine. The next thing we have is NZD USD. I was also looking for sales, but you see what I was telling you? It's either one will respect the trend and one won't between these two. So in this one respected, this one did not respect the trend because most of the time these two are in the same direction. So um, just like that, we can't do anything on this one, even on this one. Um, um, Especially if today's daily takes out this level here, then I won't be looking at this trade next week. Um, but this one, I can be looking for buys. Um, Mobiles, if price breaks above here. Or you can be looking for mobiles once price breaks above. And then we'll be waiting for a retest around this level next week. Because this is also our OG level, but you can see that price has broken above it. So, mm, and the forward time frame is bullish. So yeah, this one might survive next week, but US NZD USD, the chances are slim. Mm, yeah, but we'll see how price will close today. Mm, this one would have also been a nice trade, but I need the daily to shift, so this can make me give it one more week. Uh, for this one, it's also a good trade. Mm, even though the weekly isn't clean. Uh, but if you try to look at the daily, you can see we're having a clean retest. So can still look for ways participate in the trade. Um, okay, so now I'm done with what I was doing. Let's continue with where we ended. I was teaching you guys how to identify the direction. Okay, so uh, we're using this pair here, your GPP, right? So with what we learned here, where's this thing? With what we learned here, this was our weekly. This was our should be okay. So let me just do this. Uh-huh. So why is this coming here? So with what we learned yesterday, we can see that this was a direction uh basis lesson. So you now know the lower high and lower low and lower high and lower low and lower high and higher high and higher low and higher high, lower low. So now let's do something interesting. Okay. So this is the monthly side, right? So take for instance, this is the monthly level. This is the monthly level, right? So this is since this is our monthly level, let's just do something like this. Okay, this is our monthly level, right? And this is our weekly level. This is our weekly level, right? This is our daily level. Our daily level. This is our 4 hour level. Yeah. So you can see, I think you can just even see what's going on here. All these time frames here, do this. This is the monthly, this is the weekly, this is the 4 hour, this is the daily. Okay. So you can see, like it when this charts are just too dirty. Okay. Yeah. So you can see, all these time frames. Let me just do this right here. So focus on this right here. Uh, yeah, so all these time frames they are bearish, right? If you can see, they are all bearish, but you can see the number of shifts or the number of price action that's going on inside all these level. You can see the weekly is having just a moderate time structure. You can see the daily has at least a significant amount, and you can see 4 hour time frame. It's more of uh, consolidation and noise side, but everything is bearish at the end of the day. Everything is having this last break. You see? So everything is having this last break. Everything. Even this one has that last break. Maybe let me even try to increase it like that so it can make more sense, right? So let's start with the monthly time frame, okay? So if you can see the monthly time frame had this higher high. You can see this was our higher high here, right? This was our higher high. Mm, this was our higher high. So price was making higher highs and higher lows, and this was our higher low. Let's just take for instance, we had something like this. Okay. Yeah. So this is our higher low. Okay. So since this is our higher low, we are looking for buys within this zone, right? Yeah. Then price ends up breaking above our higher high. It makes this new higher high. So the higher high now changes uh from from this point to here. You see? And in the same way, I told you the higher low will also be updated to the previous lowest point before the break. So before we had this break here, before we had this break here, the last lowest point was this one. You see? So just like that, we update it. We now update this to be our higher high. You see? Higher low. So now we are looking for buys uh within this level here. Maybe let me just try to reduce the Uh, yeah, okay. We're looking for buys within this zone. You see? So this is our higher low, this is our higher high. So whatever is going on within this level, it has of no use, only a way of buying more. That's the only use. of all this structure point here. It's just a way of us trying to buy more. That's all. Either it's in a downtrend, it's in an uptrend, nothing matters. The trend is already bullish because price has made a new higher low and a new higher high. So now what interestingly happens is price gives us this kind of push here, and price now breaks below the higher low. So when price breaks below the higher low, this whole move now is changing. We are now going bearish, right? Because that's what I told you. When price breaks below the higher low, price is now bearish. You see? So when price is bearish, are we placing our lower high at this point or at that point or right around this point there? But remember again, the same thing, the same rule applies. The lower high is the last highest point before price at a break of the what? Of the higher low. You see? So the last lowest point, when you start from this break, you start going up. The last lowest point is this one. Highest point is this one. So this is where you put your this is where you put your lower high, and your bullish trend ends at this point. You see, meaning this price is no longer bearish, it's no longer bullish, but now it's bearish. So we are now going to be looking for ways to what? To sell more. You see, we'll be looking for ways to sell more. Not until price breaks above this level. That's when this trend will also shift from being bearish or to bullish. So right now where we are, price is now bullish in the monthly time frame. Okay. So now we've seen, okay, the monthly is bullish. Now let's focus on the weekly time frame. Also, the same thing happened. You can see, price, um, price made the new higher low. You can see higher low around this level. Like I was telling you, just take for instance, this is what happened. Price is starting at that point. So, price made the higher low and the higher high. So our higher high is at this level here. You can see. So we were bullish all this time. And interestingly, price ended up breaking the higher high, making a new higher high. And when we made the new higher high, we also had a new higher low. You see, because when price breaks a previous higher high, it obviously most of the time it leaves a new higher low. And when you see you have a previous lowest point before the break above, that becomes a new higher low. So just like that, you update your trend. You're now in a bullish trend. Price comes back here, you're still bullish. You can see this is our higher low and this is our higher high. And so as of now, price is just, you see what I was saying? This is why I was saying anything that happens in between the trend is just a chance for you to buy. So you can see price even at some sort of retest, people thinking it will buy, then price later on sell, price later on bought, you see? So all your own job is looking for buys when price is bullish, and your job is looking for sales when price is bearish. So when we have a break above here, what we then have is another update. So this becomes a new high, and you can see this break was caused by this last lowest point here, not this one or that one. So if this was at this point, it's the one I would have taken, or even if it was at the same uh level with this other point, I would still take this one because this is the most recent lowest point, you see? So it doesn't just have to be low, it doesn't have to be this at this point or in this way or in that form. Anyway, even if, as long as it was something caused before the break. If we never had this lowest point but only had something like this, my higher low would be this one, because this is where This is the last point. Okay. This would be my higher low. But in this case, we're having something more like that, and it was a bit deeper. So we change it to this one here, you see. So, and from there, we are looking for buys still. You can see price, not any price broke above or any move, but we only had the move that broke below after price was trying to buy more. And since price broke more, this instantly becomes bearish, and we then now pull our bearish template, which is this one, and it begins. So this is our bearish break because we've taken out this higher low. So now since we're at this lower low, our low high again is the last highest point before price at the break. So in this case, is it this one or that one or that one or this one here? So you can even tell yourself that it's not this one, or is it this one? Not even this one, but this one here. Because this is the last point, the highest point, last highest point we had before price changed the direction. You see? So just like that, you now get your way out, and you now know where you are in the market, and what price really wants to do. Okay? Mm. So this is where we are. And so you can see that it's just that the daily is having a bit of just having a bit of structure, but everything is ended up bearish, you see. So the monthly is bearish also, and the weekly, all these two are in sync. You can see they are all supporting the trend. So this is just this small push here, just this small break here. This is a bearish trend. And just this small break as well from here, from price breaking below this higher low and causing this new lower low and new lower high. That's also a bearish trend. Price doesn't have to give you something like this for you to consider it a trend where you see at least 16 higher lows and higher highs. No, no, no. Even one higher low and one higher high, and another one lower low and one lower high in 4 candles, that's enough for a trend. Okay. So now we are bearish, very weekly as well. Cool. So let's try to do the same thing in these other lower time frames. So now we come to the daily time frame. The same thing now applies. Price is what? Bullish. Mm, at this point, and this is our higher high, you see. So then price ends up breaking above our higher high and makes a new um higher low, higher high, and a new higher low. So just like that again, we update it, you see. So we are now looking for buys just within this box here, within this box, knowing that if price breaks below this line, it's bearish. Not until it breaks here, but this previous higher low, it will go bearish. Interesting, what price does is it breaks above this higher high, forms a new higher high there, and by the break, it also left a new higher low. So again, we update our trend, you see? So again, this becomes our new higher low, and this one also, uh, just a minute, let me do this so this can be a bit clear. Yeah. Okay. Mm, So you can see we're now in a bullish trend, and interestingly, just at that same time when price made the high, price now takes out this higher low. So just this simplest takeout you are seeing here, this shifts the trend from being bullish to what? To bearish. Just that small takeout of this higher low, you can see price broke below here. Maybe if I try to move this, excuse. Oh. Mm. If I can try to move this here, you can see price broke below this higher low. So this trend becomes bullish. So we are now bullish, now bearish. So from what did I just do? So we are now bearish, and this was a previous higher low. And this was our previous high, low. So, and in this case, this is our bearish lower low, and the only lower high we have is this same high that we had will become our higher low because it's the last low highest point we had before price broke. So just like that, we are in a bearish trend, you see, and it continues up to here. You see, because this lowest point led to this break of the lower high, making this trend going backward bullish again. You see? So again, we are back bullish. See? So since we are back bullish, this trend again, it has gone. It has finished. Okay. So we are now looking for buys, and you can see none of the price broke either above so we can update or below so we can change. uh, until price broke below this level here. You see? So when price broke below this higher low right there, just you've seen that that's the tiniest break I was talking about yesterday. The price has already changed. So now we are now bearish, and since we are bearish at this level, we start tracking back which point was the highest point before price gave us the break. Is it this one or that one? Is it one, two, or three? You see? So you can clearly see it's one, which is this level here. So this is the bullish trend that we got around here. And price has shifted from being bullish to now bearish because of this small tiny break here. Just that small tiny break, you can see the difference between this bullish trend and that bearish trend. Just that small tiniest break. So now, since we're at this level here, then price breaks even further below. So when price breaks further below, you just update your lower low and your lower high if there is any lower high. So in this case, my lower high is this one because this is the last highest point before price had a break below and before it pushed further below. You see? So now this means that I can look for buys in this box only or for sales within this box. And once price breaks above this goes bullish, it doesn't mean I have to wait until price breaks above this one. No, the intermediate higher low high, if it's just taken out, we are now bullish, not this one. Okay, so that's what you should know. So it doesn't disturb you. Okay, so now you've seen what's going on. The daily time frame is also bearish. The what did I do? The weekly is bearish. Uh, Even this one was bullish around this level. Here. This was bullish. Then we had another mm, bullish update at this point. Right there. Okay, so let me just try to put this at 19. This one price was bullish. Okay, so you can see price is now bearish in all time frames. The weekly is bearish, the monthly is bearish, the daily is also bearish. But let's see the 4 hour time frame. Mm. So even the 4 hour time frame, uh, we can start with the same thing as well. You can see price was bullish at this point, and this was our high. So when price was this was our high, we never got a break uh until this push here. You see? Until price decided to push and break above this level here, you see? So so all this time was just bullish, and then we made a new progress, and price made a new lower high, higher low, and a new higher high at this point. So we are still bullish. Therefore, we are still looking for buys at this point. And then price was still bullish. And then price broke below this level with this tiniest break. You can see the tiniest break I'm having. That's not that tiniest break I had there. And in this case, since we go bearish, we now start looking for uh we now start looking for ways in which uh the we had the higher low, lower high that led to this break. So in this case, our last highest point before price broke was this one here, this point here, this one, not A, B, but C. So we updated at C, and we just simply use this to this level here. Okay. So when we update it at C here, you see how carefully you see how careful I am with updating. And just the moment I update, the moment we have this tiniest break of price going bearish, price later on goes bullish again by what? It takes out this what higher low here. You can see this break. So the moment again we take this higher low, we now go bullish and we are now looking for uh we have this higher high, and so now we want where price made that last lowest point before this high high was made. And in this case, the only lowest point we have is this high lower low here. So this same point becomes our lower low, higher low, and this right there becomes our high high. And you can see from there price is just playing around until this last lowest point. when price broke above. You see? So when price broke above, we are now updating our trend. We are now going, we have become even more bullish. But our higher low is this one, and our higher high is now that point there. You see? So this means I can look for buys within this box. The moment price breaks below here, I'm in sales. You can see the same way once price broke above this small sell push, price went back bullish. Mm, then the next thing is price again later on updates with a new higher high. What they do? With a new higher high, which is this one here. This one. And this one there. You see? So price makes a new higher high, and this is our new higher low. And once price breaks below this higher low, we are bearish, and that's what price did here. It broke below. You see, so now the trend has changed from being bearish to being bullish to being bearish. And this is a bearish lower low. So which one is our lower high? The last highest point before the break. It's this one, not this one here. So it must be this one. Uh you should not if I noticing how careful I am with the updating of these structure points. Okay. So yes, this should be my higher high. This should be my lower high. Not B, not A, but B, because this is the most recent highest point price was. Okay. Uh, then the next thing we have is uh, the next thing we have is price later on made the new I broke above this level here. This lower high here, and again price goes back to being bullish. You see? So you can see how price keeps on changing the direction. Price later goes on being bullish by making this new high here. You see it breaks above the higher low. And the same thing, this one here becomes our new higher low because uh this is the previous lowest point before price broke above the lower high. Not this one here, but this one there. You see, so right here as well. The goal is once price breaks below this lowest higher low, we are back bearish. And one more time, price does the same thing. Price goes back to being bearish, with that being our higher low, and and that being our lower high, and this being our lower low. You can see. So from here, price maintains this bearish momentum for a while, and it later on breaks even further below here. You can see. So when price breaks further below, we just simply update, being this being our lower low, and this being our lower high here, because this is the last highest point we had before price broke below and created a new lower low. Not this one, but this one here. This is the last highest point we had. Um, so what happens again? Price goes back bullish because it takes out the lower high. And this is the low that leads to this high. So this again becomes uh my higher low, and this here becomes my higher high. You see? So just like that, you can see again I can only look for buys within this green box. Once price breaks below, I'm no longer buying, I'm selling. And this is what happens. Price breaks below at this point. So once we get this break, price again has shifted and it's back bearish. And with what low? With what high, lower high? This one here, because this is the last highest point we had before price broke below that one there. So you can see price is back bearish, but it went bullish just for a while. And what happens is price now later on makes a new lower low. So since it makes a new lower low, we're just updating our bearish momentum, and uh, this becomes our new mm, this becomes our new let me do this. This becomes our new higher high, and this becomes our new higher low. Okay, so that's the update we have. And later on again, price makes a new uh shift. It makes a new lower low here. So when we have a new lower low, the same thing, this becomes our new lower low, and our most recent highest point that led to the break is this one here. Even if they are at the same position, this is the most recent. You see, I don't go for this one just because they are at the same level. I go for the most recent. So in this case, it's this one here. And so you can see the difference in the structure. This is everything is bearish, but you can see that the monthly time frame had less movement, the weekly had also less movement, the daily had a bit lesser movement, but a bit just moderate, and the 4 hour had enough. You can see this is crazy shifts that we're having here. Price is going bullish, bearish, but the old direction is clear. You see? So that's why you see me now saying let's first focus on the daily and weekly. Because if I see the weekly is bearish and the daily is bearish, the 4 hour is easy to maneuver because I'll just wait for the 4 hour to be in line. So you can see since the 4 hour is in line at this point, you can now sell because everything is in line. Okay. So this is how you master the direction. And when we meet next time, we'll try to go through the real charts here and see if we can apply the same thing. Once we do that, then we'll now proceed to the next step. So thank you guys for watching. Guys, so sorry I've delayed because there's nothing that's going on in the market. It's just the same thing. So if I made the video, I would have just spent minutes talking about the same thing. You can see I'm still waiting for a retest around this level, and Euro cards. I'm still waiting for a retest around this zone. The daily is kind of trying to retest, but oh, we are having a bit of rejection now. In the forward time frame, this is still valid. Because for me, maybe we can have this push, then we can look for a buy around this level. But this is all next week. Okay, so USD card, the same thing. I need the retest here, but price is already bearish on the daily time frame, so I can't buy uh until price goes bullish in the daily time frame. The next thing we have is NZD card. You can see where I was looking for buys and where price is on the daily time frame. So there's no need for me to even shift back uh in the forward time frame, because you can see this is clear information that price has already left us. This is something for next week. NZD USD, you can see where I was trying to sell from, and that price might go bullish if it just breaks above that line you're seeing there. Once we just break above this line, price will be bullish, and then we have to wait for price to go bearish for us to sell. because the weekly is bearish. So since where we ended was the direction part, let's try to just go through uh just a simple demonstration of how you can practice what I taught you here in the and what I taught you here. Okay, so let's see how we can practice this in now candlestick patterns. Candlesticks. Okay. So let's just try to start from around this level here. So we'll try just start from this level here. Okay. So you can see price is making what? Lower lows and lower highs. So this is our lower low. Let me just do this right here. Okay, so price is making lower highs and lower lows. And this right here is our is our this right here is our lower low. And this is the last lowest highest point before price broke below. So you can see that we are bearish. You see? So all this move is bearish and will only go bullish once price breaks above this previous level there. And you can see what price does. Price now ends up making what? Uh, makes this structure and then gives you this pullback. Then this leads to the break. So you can see the high was formed at that point because that's when we had the closure, candle closure. So the high is at this level here, if you can see at that point there. Okay. So since we've become bullish, now our interest has shifted. We are now looking for buys, and this is our high. But which point will be our higher low? Is it A or B? It will be B because B is the recent lowest point before price at that break. Okay, not this one. If you remember through the notes I showed you guys. So in this case now price has gone bullish. So we label our bullish move from there to this point here. Okay, so our yeah, this is where our this is where our bearish move changed. See? So from here now price is bullish. You can see. Let's try to reduce this to something like yeah. So from here, now you can see that price is now bullish. And since we are bullish, what is price doing? Price is making higher highs and higher lows. So you can see another candle close, price has made the higher high. So you've seen we are now increasing. Price has made another higher high. Do we have any new lowest point before the break? No. So the lower low stays the same at this point. Price makes another higher high. There, can see? Uh, do we have any lowest point before price made the break? No. Price makes another some sort of rejection and makes another high there. Yes. Do we still have a lowest point where price went before breaking? No. Still, it's this one. Remember, the lowest point should be something like this. Should give you an angle like this, or that's if you're looking for a higher low. If you're looking for a lower high, you need something like that. So you need something like that so that if it's your lower high to be this point, if it is your higher low to be that point. Okay. So in this case, you can see that we don't have anything that led to that high except for this one. So it stays the same. And what happens is price just keeps on making these breakdowns, but still we don't get any push below the higher low. So we are still bullish. We are still very much bullish. Not until price breaks below the lower high. Okay, pam. So you see, there is our first break. So what market has done here is for so far this is what we have in this market. So you guys can just learn from you can see what's going on here. Okay. So this is the break. Uh so far this is what the market has done. You see, so this is what I was teaching you, and you can see now we've applied it to a real time candlestick chart. And you can see what's going on. We're at this level. So if you can still analyze this, it will be still the same way and same result as this level here. You see? So now since that we've broken below here, we are now bearish because we've taken out the higher low. You see? So our bullish trend now has to end and we have to start a new trend, which is a bearish momentum. So we have to start our bearish momentum because that's the break we had there. And but the question is, which one is our lower high? Remember, our lower high is the last highest point before the break. And that break has to be the highest point has to be recent. So is it A, B, C, or D? In this case, it's B. It's A, not B or C or D, because this is the recent highest point. So our bullish trend ended at this point, and our bearish trend started at that same point there. And this is where we are now. Okay. Mm. So interestingly, you can see that price now from this point here, price price made a new lower low. So we can increase our lower low. But in this case, we can see we are having a lower high. So you can see we are having a lower highest point, which is if we can draw this pattern, you can see price has done something like this. You see? So we are having a highest point before price broke below this recent lower low, because this was our previous lower low. Then this is our new lower low because price ended up making another push, even another push. So we change this again and update our trend from ending at this point to uh another structure, but this time ending at that point there. Okay. So now this means that price will be is bearish in the daily time frame, and now interestingly, price ends up breaking above the lower high and goes bullish again. You see, so we are now bullish at this level. So since we are bullish, we need to figure out which price we are bullish at this level because we've broken above this lower high, and and we've made the new high, which is this one here. Okay, so we are bullish. We didn't wait for price to break this bearish lower high, but this recent one, because this is where we are now, and we made the lower low. So now since we are bullish, we need to see which place will be our higher low, and our higher low is a place where price at this lowest point before the initial break. And that initial break in this case happened at this point here. Okay. Okay, so this is our higher low. And you can see that recent right now, price is still bullish because we've not had any break above or any break below. You see? So just like that, you've analyzed this pair. But with practice, you'll be able to identify this move in seconds and in minutes. But now let me blow your mind, because you might think, but why is this uh so constructible? Why is it so packed together? But let me try to do the 1 hour time frame. You see the difference? You see what's going on in the 1 hour time frame? So in the 1 hour time frame, it's also a different case. You can also apply the same scenario, but you'll find that in the 1 hour time frame, you're having a lot of retest, a lot of shifts, a lot of market going bullish and bearish. You see, but the overall trend. So you can see here, the overall trend was bearish. You see, the overall trend was bearish. But at some point, price was going bullish. Like you can see, price kind of went bullish at this point, and still price maintained the overall trend, you see. So so that's how you go about this market. You just get the overall trend. But you see when I scaled, so even here when I scaled down, now you see this type of trend. But you can see on the daily time frame, I already saw it's bullish, and you can see what happened. Price was printing higher highs, higher lows. But you can see that even though price was printing, uh, it was printing higher highs, and it went. This was a high high. It went bearish a bit there. Uh, Still was bearish. Still went bearish, but still at the end, price went bullish. Again, made a new high high, but again, price went bearish at this level. It sold a bit, but again, price shifted in, was bullish again. Then it was just turned into a bullish momentum. Made a new high low, a new lower low. Price went bearish again. Then started giving a start correction. Price went bullish again. So you can see that price in the lower time frame, there's just too much noise, but still the trend is kept intact. So even if price is shifting, at the end of the day, price is still giving us that great break, and can see what's going on here. Huh? You can see that this is the old move. So now if I put in the daily time frame, you come to find that this small daily push, this small daily push here, this is what happened in the 1 hour time frame. You can see the noise that was happening in the 1 hour time frame here. Mm. This is what was happening in the 1 hour time frame. There is too much noise. So that's the whole point, is once you get the direction of the higher time frame like this on the daily time frame, it's easier for you to use the 1 hour time frame, because you already know what the market is doing in the higher time frame. So it's just a matter of you uh it's just a matter of you scaling down and finding an opportunity, you see. So if I know that the daily is bullish here, or it's bullish right now here, let's say the daily is bullish at this point, right? And this is though we've not reached to an entry point, I'll just go in the 1 hour time frame and look at the trend. So right now the trend is bullish, bearish, okay, bearish. Okay, so now the 1 hour is bearish. So no, now the 1 hour is bullish. So then I should expect price to keep on buying more and look for ways to buy more, you see. So that's how you use the direction. But when we meet again, I'll teach you more on the directions until we're equipped and we can move to the other step. So, and again, you can see the analysis we're doing in the daily time frame. In the weekly time frame, you can't even, this is just a This is just a mere, uh, this is just a lower high and a lower low, you see, in the weekly time frame. All that analysis we did in the weekly time frame is just this push, you see. So, but you see, okay, this is the weekly time frame, right? But let me try to use the daily time frame and you see the difference. So this is the daily time frame. We said we started from here. Price was bearish. Price went bullish. Price went bearish. No, price was just making market structure. Market structure. Price went bearish. Uh, price went bearish. Price went bullish. Now price is here. Okay. So you can see the difference. Uh, this is the weekly time frame and this is the daily time frame. So if the weekly is bearish and the daily is now bullish, I should be waiting for this daily to go bearish so it can be in line with this time frame, you see, because this is the higher time frame. But if you look at the weekly time frame, you can see that in the weekly time frame we only have one higher low and one higher and one lower high, one lower high and one lower low. But for the daily, you can see this much noise just for price to give you what you're seeing there, you see? So that's how these directions work. But you will know better in the next video. Wow, guys, you won't believe I've spent the last 35 minutes talking without recording, so wow, crazy. I'm even at the end. Anyway, because of that, I'll just give you an update with what's going on. I've spent at least 20 minutes. How can you see this? Anyway, you can see the AUD card pair I wanted to buy, but price never came back at this level. Never came back at this level. So since price never came back at this level, we do nothing. We just watch it and hope it does that next week. But that will be also another case. But right now, this is what we have. Price failed to retest this level, which is sad. Um, which is sad. And so now, uh, what we just have to do is we'll see how the daily will close. Yeah, if the daily will close above this level, then there's no chance of price coming back here. Because if price comes back here, price will go bearish. And if you look at the weekly time frame, I might not be buying this again next week because this is what I was anticipating with you guys last weekend. I was saying since we have this pin buy, you expect price to now give you this push. And that's the one we've seen. And I hope you've learned that this happens next. Just that we couldn't get this entry because of the Monday holiday we had in all banks. Uh, so if you see even on the forward time frame, even you can see that price had a nice break. We're waiting for price to break above this level first of all. And so we can have a retest then. So price broke but never came back and it made a higher high and a higher low. So when price came back at this level, I was okay at okay. Now at least we're back. Let's wait for a shift. So since we're at this level, uh price made this new lower high and this was a lower low. So instead of price dropping further below, so we can have a nice shift in my OG level. Price ended up having a shift away from my OG level, and this was the shift. And even though it had a shift, though you can see that price didn't even clearly break, didn't even clearly retest it. You see, so because the shift made from was made from this level, and this was the previous lower high. We had nothing, we had no previous lower high apart from this one. So this is what I was expecting. If it's buying, we expect price to break above and retest here and buy. But you can see this kind of break. And second is not even at my OG level. So just that right there makes it difficult for me to buy. Okay. Mm, the next thing is the next thing is Euro card. I was also waiting for price to come back here once the daily breaks above. And you can see the daily broke above at this point when we had the close on Friday. So Monday I was just waiting for an easy retest and then buy. But you can see since then price hasn't even taken out this uh, gap. So there's a chance price will come back at this level next week. And then we can buy from this one. But this week we are getting nothing from this level. Then what's next is we have USD card. USD card, I was expecting for price to retest back at this point, and we had a very nice daily start, but you can see that price ended up making a new higher high and a higher low. So the daily was bullish, now it's bearish, meaning if price comes back here, it will be bearish. So I also have to wait for a shift in the daily time frame to then buy. That means a lot of waiting as well. So we'll decide if we'll keep this for next week later on tonight. But this was supposed to be a clean buy. NZD card, we were waiting for this nice retest here, uh, which we did have, but the Wednesday time frame just ruined everything. The Wednesday open. So if you can see, we had this break quite right. So this is what I was thinking I'm recording, but I wasn't. Mhm. So we had this lower, higher low, and this was a higher high. So price came back to this level. So now the goal was to hope price makes a new lower low. So that once it breaks above and retests it and gives us that engulfing, we can then buy. And this would have been a very nice buy. Look how long this would have been if we caught this buy. At a very nice 1, 2, 4 at this level. So mm, that's the goal. That's the goal. And but we didn't get that buy, so we do nothing. And price can see is making new high highs, high lows in the forward time frame. And on the daily time frame, we've even broken our previous higher high. So this means that this OG level might now change to this level here next week. We might be looking for buys around this level. Yeah, but that's something for next week. NZD USD we wanted to sell, but remember we had this double bottom that formed, and I told you since we're having this double bottom, I want price to take it out so I can know that price is holding it, and you can see price bought. Because even the first double bottom, I told you, okay, even if price is giving this engulfing candles, let us wait for price to break below this double bottom, because I knew if we broke below, this will indicate that this is invalid. This is the double bottom I'm talking about, these two. So I wanted this push to break below or this push to break below this level, but both failed, and you can see price just went up, and we avoided this loss as well. Uh, so that's what happened to us. And USDCHF, this is something for next week. I've been looking at this pair for a while. Even though the weekly might close bullish, this can be a very nice buy. Yeah, this can be a very nice buy. Mm, but I don't like how the weekly is looking. I would prefer selling this, but we'll see. But NZD card, we might continue with the buys next week. Right around this level here. Uh, that will be our new OG level. This is gone. This will be our new OG level right next week. Um, yeah, so this is what we'll be waiting for next week. So this one is most likely to stay NZD card with waiting for price to come back here. Because the weekly has even broken above this OG levels. NZD USD card, uh I might skip it so that the daily can go bullish. But I know this will be a surely buying trade. Eurocard, this would also be a very strong buying trade. But I just didn't like how the this week pullback. This weekly open had no uh weak rejection. So there's a chance that next week we might have that. AUD card, I might not buy this again because we will make a new high at this level. And if you make a new high, this will be our higher low. And this is where this is where I want price to come back. And I can't be buying here when price is at the risky zone of making a lower low. So uh that's the that's the goal. But we'll see how price plays out next week. And we'll just take it from there. But right now, everything is fine, even though we didn't get any entry. We won't change our trading plan or changing our trading hours. No, it stays the same. That's the mistake people make when they see one bad week when this is not even a bad week. Uh, and yeah, if God can engulf this pair, this daily, we might trade this next week. If God might engulf this, we might trade it. Because I just want the daily to go bullish, then we can look for buys up to this zone here. You can see the forward time frame, and it's kind of picking itself up slowly. But we'll see. Uh, so I think that's the open we're having. And most of these pairs, there's nothing that's going on interesting, trust me. We don't have anything, and we'll decide on them next week. That's why you've seen I've only left two. Uh, but so yeah, so that's it. I would have done another lesson, but I spent the first 20 minutes recording about the results so that we can do it, and found out I wasn't actually even recording here. So I had to restart, and with time, I can't give you a lesson in 10 minutes. So I'll just do it in the next session we have at 8 p.m. around 1 p.m. New York for open. Yeah, but this is what we have, and we've taken no trades, and that's it. Welcome back, guys. Uh, let's just continue with where we ended. Um, so as you can see, this is 8 p.m. This is almost close. And as we can tell, this week we've had nothing going on. Nothing has been going on, and but it's really a good week. I'm sure people have taken buys, people have taken sales too, and they've made money. Uh, but this is gold USD. Uh, as you can see, I told you I'm waiting for the daily to break above, and looks like that might happen today. You can see this strong break. Mm, so it's just a matter of waiting, I guess. And what we have next is US oil. There's nothing interesting now. US state, there is nothing. AUD card, you can see price hasn't moved an inch. So it's the same strategy remains the same. We need price to break below at this point when we can sell. The next thing we have is Euro card. I need price to retest back at this level. I just hope today won't break above here, because if we break above here, then price makes a higher high, new higher high, meaning price can't go below this level, because once we are below this level, we'll be bearish. So our hope is that price doesn't cross above this zone. Okay. Because once we get that break, price is no longer in our favor of buying. USD card, you can see price is kind of rejecting this drop, but still I need more confirmation to buy this thing. NZD card price is just pushing up. So this means next week we might just proceed with this being as our new level of buying. Because you can see price has broken above. And luckily price didn't bother to come and fill up this week. But you'll see one day to come back and fill up this week, and you all will see it this point here. Then lastly is USD, NZD, USD. Price is most likely to go bullish today on the daily time frame. And once that happens, it's over for us. We can no longer sell until price comes back and take out this um higher low. So now, USD CHF was another pair I was interested in, and you can see we're having some sort of rejection. So here it's just a matter of seeing how the day will close. I like this rejection though. And I would just want the Monday daily to close with a bullish. That candle then you can continue with the buys. Euro GPP, I also like this rejection. It's a symbol that price might sell next week, especially if the daily gives us a break below here. Yeah. By the look of things, maybe next week we might just have only a few opening trades. Cause again to be a new month, and I can't just get an opportunity, especially with these card pairs. I was really expecting to buy this. This was supposed to be a very nice buy. And the only way we can continue with these buys is if price breaks above this level, makes this new daily high low, and this daily high, we wait for price to retest here, then buy more. You see? So it just depends with how price will react at this point. Uh, yeah. So it's really a different game. USD card, I also have to wait for price to shift its direction on the daily time frame. Even if the 4 hour gives me a nice retest here, I'll still need that. But I like that the 4 hour has already taken out this uh gap, so we can just wait for a smooth push break below and see how price gives us. Then this is USCHF. You can see that price is very much bearish. Mm, and this is the what this is a 4 hour time frame. And you can see price is now trying to retest this level. So maybe we might get that retest we are looking for. Mm, AUD USD. AUD I would want to see a break above this line on the daily time frame so it can go bullish. Then we can consider doing something. But now, no. AUD, NZD, you can sell, but I need the daily to come back here. This means I need to take a lot of waiting. AUD, USD, we wanted to buy when price shifted, but price didn't give us the shift. And price has left us. Uh, Even on the 4 hour time frame, price didn't give an entry at the OG level, this level here, you can see. So price is just scattered, and but we'll talk about that more on next week, tomorrow, when we'll be choosing our pairs we want to participate or focus on. But right now our main goal will just be these ones we have here. Uh, and this is USDJPY, still no retest. Uh, GBAUD still need that break above, still nothing. GPA USD need that break below, so uh, the only trade you can take is a daily counter sell, but still you can see not even counters are working because this is a very nice head and shoulder pattern, a very nice retest, don't know entry. Price still ended up taking people out because I've told you this price one wants to buy, it just needs to make a new, just needs a daily shift, that's all. Same with Euro USD, it just needs a daily bearish shift, that's all. Euro AUD, this is where now we continue with our analysis from where we ended. So, since you guys now know how to draw the directions, You know, to understand the higher highs and higher lows, the lower highs and the lower lows and all that. We can now go to the next lesson, which is what will be the next lesson? See what the OG level, okay? Mm, so, uh, mind you, this time frame can be anything. Can be the 4 hour, the daily, the 1 minute, anything. Okay, so that's why you see me use the daily says. Okay, if we want, we can even use the 4 hour time frame. Yeah, you can also use the 4 hour time frame if we wanted, but I'm teaching you based off my uh analysis. Okay, so for us to draw the OG level, the OG level is only drawn in the weekly time frame and the daily time frame. You only use the monthly to see the market position, right? Yeah. So, um, the OG level is just simply points where it's just the resistance level or a support level where I think price will come for it to make a potential lower low or a potential higher high. Okay? So that happens when price retests at that level, and now you expect that kind of push. Okay, so the OG level, I'm trying to do this. So just focus on drawing the OG level. The OG level point where you buy or sell in in tin price to make a new high or lower low. Okay, it's simply a support or resistance. Okay, so the reason why I use the weekly and the daily is because if you have that, it will be easier for you to now scale into the lower time frames. Okay. So, uh, the OG level, let's start with let's just try to do something like this. Uh, okay, something like this. Right. This is how we'll move. Uh, this is the weekly time frame, by the way. So, uh, how can I? So the OG level is just a level where you expect price to pull back before price buys more or sells more. So in this case, we can see that price is very, very bullish. You can see this is our lower high, higher low. This is our higher high. And this is our lower high. And this is our higher high. Higher high, higher low, sorry. So when we have this move, that you see me do something like this, right? Either on the daily time frame, the 1 hour time frame. This is what you see me do, even on the 4 hour time frame. So in this case, I am looking for buys within this range, this all box here. I can either buy from this level or buy from this level or even buy from that level or even right just below, just right at this point here with hope of price making a new higher high. You see, that's the main aim. I'm hoping price to make a new higher high or it reaches my target, which might be maybe this point. Let's say if I buy from this level, it might be this point. Okay, maybe I cash out my take profit, and when I see price break above this same point and retest it again, I try to buy targeting this other point here. You see, again, if price tries to break above and retest, I also buy targeting which point, that point there. You see, again, when price tries to break or even comes back at this point here, I still look for buys so that price can come back at this point until price goes to my high. You see? So all these moves in the meantime, all I'm doing is uh trying to buy so I can reach my high and hope for price to break even above. You see? So this is me now looking for buys, right? So I can either buy at this point, at that point. Now, the only thing is now you want to buy where price makes the most sense, where you expect price to give you a resistance, a push, or where price has reacted most of the time within this same what? This same box, going to your left side. Get? So within this same box, you want to buy, but what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your left side. Maybe just since this is 2026, maybe till 2022 or 2024. Yeah, wherever you see, whatever makes sense to you. Okay, but maybe at least 5 years or 4 years, that's fine. Maybe in this case, we just end here, right? So, it's now our our job to spot out the OG levels right around this level, this same triangle, rectangle where we can expect price to come back and react so it can buy. Okay? Yeah. Um, so then since we have this figured out, now we can try to draw our OG levels, right? So the second rule is the OG level should be a range that price reacts, where price reacted the most, at least four, minimum of 4 times, or even three, or even two if you want, but minimum to be safe, it should be at least 4 times. Okay? Not once. So in this case, you can get your thing, can get your you can get your case and you can see when I'm at this point, or maybe when I put at this level, because this is the first checkpoint I'm having. If I start tracing back, if I do this and I'm tracing back, you can see this is the first checkpoint I have. And when I'm here and I'm at this level, I only have one level, and this is the highest I can go going behind. You can see if you want, you can go all the way back here. It just really depends with what you want. But for me, example, in this case, we're only ending here. So when we're at this point, we now ask ourselves, how many times has price reacted to this level? Okay? Before we draw this as our OG level, you can see we only have once. Okay? So, for me, that is invalid. So we keep on pushing below until we find one level again. So we have this zone here, okay? So if you can see, uh, even though you can see that where I've reached, I have price reacting there. but only once. But if we do something like this, see, because it's a range, mind you, so it's a range. You see that price has reacted at this level. One, two, three, four, five, six times. You see? So this here is our OG level. Okay? The weekly time frame, by the way. Uh the same thing, we continue pushing from this level again, we continue drawing until we reach our higher low. So from this same thing again, we continue drawing. Which other level do we have? We have this second point here, and you can see we also have this third point, and we also have this kind of 2 points there. So this here can also be our OG levels right there. You see? Oh, yeah. So like that, you have your OG levels, and we can't put at this point, even though this might look like an OG level here where you can buy, you can see, but this is where I always tell you that I don't buy or sell when the OG level is at my higher low or lower high, because price has a very high chance of taking you out. Okay. And most of the time, your higher low and your lower high will be OG, will be OG level, you see. But you don't really take your trade there because price might break easily. So I usually discount this and remove it. Mm, so now we have these two OG levels in the daily time frame, right? In the weekly time frame. This is where we want price to uh buy from, right? So in the daily time frame, we can do the same thing. This is the daily time frame now. Uh, so if we zoom out in the daily time frame, we'll see that the same levels where I labeled in the weekly time frame are almost the same are almost the same. That price is also reacting at these levels. If you can see, price is having major reaction at these levels. You see? So these you rarely even need to remove them because they'll be in the same level, you see? And so from here, but you have one point which is having a bit of rejection here, but it only has two rejections, which is this one here, you see? So this here is already not an OG level. So when price is at this level, you won't even waste your time in trying to look for buys here. You won't even waste your time to look for buys because it only held the price twice. So this is risky, but it might work, but you might see price might just simply do something like this and then continue going down because it doesn't hold much weight compared to these levels here. And these levels, they are not only a daily OG level, but they are also a weekly OG level. So when you see something like that, it should show you that price will respect these levels. Okay? So now, this is we've drawn an OG level here. So let's just see if the daily will react to any of these. Mm, okay, there's the first one that was here, by the way. Let's see how the price will react. And you are looking for buys. Okay, so price reacts to this level, buys. Mm, as you see, uh, in this case here, price bought. In this case, price here bought. As you see, price will soon still come back here. And the only reason why price in this case held at this level is because if price was bullish on the daily time frame, but the higher low was this level here. You see, this was the higher low, and this was the higher high. So meaning, even in the daily time frame, we can only catch buys around this zone here. You see, so if we can't catch any buy, if you can't catch any buy around this level, the daily will go bearish. You see, so that's why maybe price even held at this point and bought a bit because price has to respect this because if it takes it out, the daily time frame will become bearish. And remember, we want everything in sync. So if the daily was bullish at this point, yeah, this can be a sensible place to buy. But we'll reach to that level yet later. But you can just see how prices, this is kind of taking now. Okay, but you can see that price, even though price failed to reach its all-time high, because it's not the major OG level. But in this case, the reason why it bought is because of this level being the daily made the new high and the new high low. So if the daily broke below, this would be a trade where we wait for the daily to go back bullish. But this is fine. I see why it even respected that level. Mm. So in this case, this is the weekly time frame. And in this case, price didn't respect its OG level. Yeah, in this case, price didn't respect its OG level. So, the first round, you can see that price has failed to respect the OG level, right? Okay. And price has now gone bearish. This is the first round. Okay. So we don't shout or beat ourselves to it. We just adapt. Okay, so price has failed to respect. We are now looking for sales, and our lower low is this one, and our lower high is this one here. So again, we move this back to this point here. See? So now we've reduced our level of focus, and you see what will happen. So we're now looking for sales. So again, in the same scenario, since we're looking for sales, in this case, these OG levels, I won't even change them. They'll just be at this point. Because if you still if you still start from the bottom going up, you see it's still the same levels where price was respecting the most. And so why abandon them? Okay, so maybe the only one we can add can be this level here. Yeah, it also has some sort of rejection. Okay, so now let's go to the daily time frame and see what's going on. So you can see that even the daily time frame, this was also an OG level. But what happens is, in this case again, price fails to hold. The daily goes bullish, you can see. But let's just play. The daily goes bullish. Uh, should make a new. So the daily is bullish, by the way. So you can see even though the daily was bullish, price reacted at this OG level here. This is where price had to break in order to make a new lower low. Okay, and price has, you can see this is where price had to break in order to price to make a new lower low. But if you look at the forward weekly time frame, you will see that what price did was price just went at this OG level and started reacting and sold. So the main concept is right now I'm not teaching how to enter a trade or how to value a trade to enter what. I'm just showing you what the OG level does. So this is where price will respect most of the time. So you can see price failed to respect this point or even that point, but it ended up respecting this level and came back. So you can see you can catch yourself from this level, cash out at this point. Once it breaks again, cash your level, enter at this level, and cash out at this lower low. You see? So this is how you make your OG levels. Okay, so let's try to delete this. And so in this case, we can see that the weekly time frame is what? Is bearish. And again, the OG level just keeps on getting smaller. So you can see this is the higher, lower high, and this is the lower low. So we can only look for sales within this box going up, going back this level. And the only level where price reacted from the most is around, uh, you can see it's just around this point here on the weekly time frame, because this is where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the only OG level we have. And you see? Mm, yeah, so this is where we can wait. So in this case, if this is the weekly time frame, we simply wait for price to come back here and expect price to sell more. So again, if we go in the daily time frame, you can see that even though the daily time frame is bullish now, I expect it to even push further up to this level. Then it can go bearish if it wants at this point. Okay. So let me do this. So just like that, I already know what's happening in the market. I already know that this is my lower high and this is my lower low. So I can look for sales within this level. You see? And again, I know if I switch on the daily time frame, uh, price is bullish. How is price bullish? We can see that this is my lower high, higher low, and this is my higher high. You see? We took out this previous lower high here, which was at this level here. So what I expect is the daily time frame as well. The daily time frame has to be in sync with the forward time frame, right? The weekly time frame for me to sell. But that's something for a later date. Right now, we're just dealing with drawing of the OG level. Mm, so the same thing we applied in the weekly time frame, we can still apply it in the daily time frame so that you guys can just get a clear picture of what I'm talking about. Hmm. Okay, so in this case, if we are to find this price at this level, okay, you can see around this level. Let's say this is our point. We don't have to go very far with the labeling and all that, all the OG labels and all that, Just we can just clearly see it from from a distance. Mm. So even here, I can just, okay, let me use something that's a bit where you can see some price action. Okay, so let's say, uh, uh, okay, yeah. In the case of this kind of price action right here, right? You can see that price is now bearish. You see, I've not even gone through the structure, but I already know. But let's go through it just for learning purposes. You can see that this was the price broke this lower high, lower low, which was this level here, lower high. By first, it was making this build up, then it broke. You see? So once we broke at this point, we were bullish and we're only going to go bearish once price breaks below this level. And this was all market structure. This was all market structure. Price didn't break above, so we can update our higher high either. So you can see this is per market structure. Then market now breaks above using this higher low here. You see, so this becomes our higher low. So once market breaks above, market again makes a new higher structure, breaks above. This becomes our higher low, and then we get the shift. So now we are bearish. You see, because we've now taken out this higher low right there. So again, we continue making mm, structure. Price doesn't break either below this level. Uh, okay, let me just do this because we are bearish. Why? Because price has taken out this level here. This was our high high, this was our high low. So now we are looking for sales within this level here, right? Okay, yes. But price now later on breaks below this level. It makes a new lower higher high, lower low, which is this one. So when we get this lower low, we now have to start making a new lower high, which one is our previous highest point before this break? It's this one here. This is not the lower high. It's not clear. You can see how price is looking there. So we use this one here. Price makes another lower low, but no new lower high, and price makes a new lower low. So just like that, we are now looking for sales. Why? Because price is bearish within this box. Okay, within this box here. You want to look for any possible chance to sell within this box, right? So now, yeah, this is fine. So now let's start drawing our OG level. Matter of fact, let me try to do this. Okay, yeah, this is better. So now we'll be drawing our OG level, right? Because we expect price to give us some sort of pullback so we can sell at any level, either here or either there, or even uh, at that level. We just expect price to sell because it's bearish. We'll only consider this price bullish once price breaks above this lower high here. That's the only time we'll call this trade invalid. But right now, this is our main focus, okay? So we now start marking out our OG level together. OG level. So we start from this point. We're now going up. Do we have any reaction? We have this first reaction. How many? By just one. We go up. Do we have any? No. Do we go up? Do we have any? Yes. How many? We have this point here. It's just one. But if we do a range, you can see we have kind of two. You see? Okay, so we go up. This is invalid. Do we have any? Well, we have weak rejections here, but we have a nice rejection, price action there. Okay. Do we have any? We have three. One, two, three. Okay. But if we try to push this further up, we will have one, two, three, four. You see? So like that, we have one OG level. We continue. From this same point, we start going up. Do we have any? We have this one is already occupied. So we have one can come at this point. We have one, two, and three, and four here. You see? So we have one, two, three, four, five, 6 points where price can react from. You see? So since we have two levels now as our OG level, I can look for buy sells when price is at this level, or I can look for sells when price is at that level. Okay? And let's see how price plays out. Then we can call it a day. Price reacts, you see? Price has been hit our take profit. How am I saying this is our take profit? Because look at this. Price reacted at this level and price made a break. Remember, when I sell at this level, my target is this structure point. So you can see price even reached this structure point 1. So that's the first sell. Price goes back up. Price breaks. So the moment price breaks, price went bullish. Again, we update. Okay, you have to be very quick. We update. Price is bullish right there. Again, you're looking for what? Buys. But you don't get rid of these OG levels because you come back to them. You just try to like faint them if you want. Just faint their opacity. So you can't see them. So since we let me just do this. We went bullish at this level. If you can see, price at the went bullish. Price at the a break at this point here, right there, sorry, and it left a new high low and a new high. So again, the same thing continues. We look for ways we can buy this thing. Okay. So in this case, uh, we still continue with the OG levels. Okay. So within this level, where do we have the most touches? When I start coming down here, I have one, I have two. Here I have one, two, three. Even here I can drag it. You can see I can mix these levels. So one, I have one, two, three, four. You see? So just like that, this becomes my OG level. Okay. I could have used this one, but you can see it's only going to give me one and two here. This one, if I want, I can just do this to easy my stress. So, but you can see we're still now looking for buys. Boom. Price goes back bearish. So this also is now invalid. I'm now looking for sales. Okay. Yeah, we're now back for sales, and you can see I've not gotten rid of my OG levels. They are still there. You see. So in this same position again, I'll just do this, and I'll look for my OG levels. Where did price react the most? Where I can sell. In this case, but this is bearish. So in this case, my levels will be around these zones. So you can see I even have my first level there and my second level at this point here. You see? So if you can clearly see, but now there is news that this rejection here can be has led to another OG level because if I do this, you can see this was a price where price reacted and gave us a higher low. So this can be our OG level, marking 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is also another OG level. So in this case, we have 3 points where I can sell from. You see, either at this level or at that level. Okay. At that level or this level anywhere. So in the meantime, I try to faint this to maybe even 0 so it can't disturb me. You see what I'm doing? So it can't disturb me. But I know there's a OG level here. I just reduce it. So let's play out. So you can see price makes a new lower low. So since price makes a new lower low, again I update my what? I update my Again, I update my interest. So I put it back here. Okay. So then now I can revive my other OG level. Okay. So now we have four OG levels, you see? So now my first OG level I can sell is this one here. If I look back here, there's nothing I can use to sell. Yeah. Let's continue going with the sell. Okay, price makes a new snapback, so I updated, but we get a strong retest at my OG level there. So here we can look for a sell opportunity. Price sells, hits our take profit and breaks. You see, just like that, you just got paid. Bam. And it looks like you are just using guesswork. You see? So if you scaling the lower time frame here, you get yourself an entry. But you've seen how fast I've built my OG levels and how fast I'm adapting to the market. That's how you'll be adapting. You just don't get rid of anything. So even here, price can go bullish, but I'll still use the same thing. So price continues selling. So now since we've made the new lower low, my interest has now shifted. This is my lower low and this is my lower high. So now I need to find new OG levels within this level where I can sell more. You see? So if I drag my position back to this zone, I can find myself finding that this here has maybe one, two, three levels. Maybe if you want, you can use this one, but it's not that valid. You can see this one here also has nothing. This one right here, it has also almost one three, one, two, three. Even here, even though it's a bit congested, but we can count it still. And sometimes, most of the time, you should also use the previous lower low or previous higher high here. You should use most of the time you should use it because you can find we have one, two, and in fact we have something here. We have one, we have two, and we have three. So this is still fine. So we are now looking for sales. So let's see what price does. Okay, price reacts from our what? From our from our previous her lower low. You see, you got that rejection, that engulfing sell. Now let's see what price does if it sells or if it fails. So you can see price reacts from what? From this previous lower low. I just told you you should always take note of the previous lower low or the previous higher high. Price will usually react from it. And price has also reacted, given you an engulfing, came back here, give you another doji, give you a sell, and it has hit your take profit. So you just got paid now three times, two times with the same direction. At this point, you got your sell. Price breaks below, comes back, you still sell. You see? You're still moving with the trade. Uh, okay. Wait. Uh, price, price breaks below here. And so since price makes a new lower low, it left the new lower highs there. So again, you adapt. You can see in this case, it's a bit shorter and you can look for sales within this level and you find that you only have one point, which is this level. And in this case, price fails to respect it and price has gone bullish. So the moment price has gone bullish, this has switched now. We are looking for buys. This goes green and this becomes our new higher high and this becomes our new higher low. The same OG levels I marked out are the ones I'll use. So now I'm looking for buys. The same points where price reacted from. Now I'm just concentrated on these two, especially this second one because this one is quite near the higher high. But let's see how price plays out. So price makes a new high, nice, so I can increase at least. So I have now two positions I can buy from here, or I have two positions I can buy from here or right there. So let's see what happens. Price retests it, price reacts from it, price reacts, price reacts, price fails to, price breaks above, price reacts, price reacts, price breaks. Okay. Wow. You see what's going on there? Uh, we just got paid, but again, price reacted back from it. You see? So let's say, so let's say price came back at this level. You catch your buy here. Price buys a bit, comes back to this entry level. Price still buys, or even when price breaks above. Because in this case, this is what I always teach you. When you're looking for buys at this level, then price breaks below. You want price to come to break above and retest the level so you can buy high. And price bought, get your money. Soon as you get your money, price comes back. And now this thing has also changed. Now it's bearish. So the same thing now continues. Now instead of looking for buys, we are now looking for sales. You see? Because we've now taken out this previous uh lower, higher high, higher low. So now the only OG level that's valid is these two, because this one is closer. So if I want, I can faint this one a bit just to make things look clear. You see? So now I'm looking for sales at this point. Okay, so we'll continue next time. Thank you for watching. Wel- Welcome back, guys. So let's have a close of this week. So firstly, you can see that AD card price failed to retest this level, and on the weekly time frame, price will close with a strong bullish candle. So we'll see if we'll be interested in this week, next week. The next thing is a Euro card price closed with a strong bullish candle, but failed to break above this level. So if price breaks above this level, then we might be buying next week at that point. But if not, we'll still be waiting for price to retest this level next week. Okay. So as of now, this is where we are. So we didn't get the retest. USD card prices at this level. We've been waiting for a shift and a sign to buy, but price didn't give us that as well. So what we do is we just close out the week with no buy, and because the daily is bearish too. NZD card price has broken above this level, failed to give us a retest, right? An entry at this point, and you can see what price has done. So it will just be buying next week. NZD USD price has gone bullish on the daily time frame, and this means we have to wait for price to go bearish for us to sell. So that's it for this week, and I'll see you guys next week. But tomorrow we'll be together to analyze these pairs. So that's it for uh, this last week of what, May? Yeah, next week we'll have June, and we'll see what June holds for us. But it's been a very good month. I think we only took two trades this month, Eurocard and this loss here, and USD card, this win here. So we only got two trades the whole month, and I'm very fine with that. Very fine with that ratio. And because I caught a trade. First week we caught trade, but we lost. Second week we caught, but it also led us to the third week. In third week we didn't trade. Fourth week we also didn't trade, and I'm still fine. Okay, so that's the mindset I want you guys to also develop. You should be okay even if you go for 2 weeks without trading, but you're still 100% active in the market, but you're just not participating in any movement. That's still fine. That's when you even learn more.
That's when you even understand the word, the true meaning of that word you guys know. Patience. Okay? Because even this trade we caught, it took us 2 weeks to just reach our take profit. When we are still fine, we didn't break a sweat or complain. And so that's the analysis. That's the mindset I want you guys to have. If you want to make millions, billions of dollars in the markets, you're not forced to buy, or you'll be forced to sell. No. It's the only game where you don't get charged for missing a shot. You only get charged when you hit a shot and it's either a goal and it's not. That's the only time you get charged. But they can be giving you penalty kicks and you can just be passing them. You can give them to another player to hit if you don't want. Even if you know you can score, if you just don't want to hit, until you find the perfect diver, you know you have a chance of hitting at least you have a 90% chance of scoring the goal. You just let the ball keep on passing you, and the coach won't throw you at the pitch. Okay, because you yourself will throw yourself out of the pitch, and they'll always be passing you that ball to hit. Okay, and the chances you have depends on the account you have. If you have 20 chances, you have 20 shots, so meaning you can shoot 20 times, and if you miss all 20, then you're out of the pitch. But as long as you're still in the game, they'll keep on throwing balls at you every day, and you just pick which you want to hit every day. Because even on the weekends, the market is still open in pairs like Bitcoin, so you can still trade if you want. You see, so they still throw shots at you, still give you the ball to shoot, but you're not forced to shoot at all. It's only a matter of you to wait for the right time you can shoot. And most of the people don't want to deal with the waiting part. And that's when now it comes to what suits you and what you prefer. But if you're a swing trader like me, mm, waiting is your best friend, because you want to trade less but make more and lose less. That's the only goal. Okay. So you can see we lost one trade, and we won one this month. So this means if I lost one and I made a 3% return from my 1% loss, I'm up 2% for the month. And that's fine. Because if I made uh $600,000 from this 1 to 3 by risking 200,000, I'm in profit of 400,000 dollars, because I lost $2,000 from the previous trade. You see, I'm still up. If it was uh if it was $100 per trade, I made I made I made six and I made $3,000 this week, and I lost $100 last week. So, oh no, I you made $300 this week, and you lost $100. Then you're up $200. That's fine. If it was $10, you're up $20 for the month. If it was 1 million, you're up 2 million for a month. You see? So, because you're retaining back the loss you got, and plus that 2% advantage. You see? So that's the old jug, it's just a ratio thing. The more money you have, the more money you make. So if this was a $1 million trade, we would have made 3 million. Okay, so would have been up 3 million plus that 1 million we lost last week, that other week. So this will mean 3 million minus 1 million, then we're up 2 million. If this was 100K, it would be 300K minus 100K. we'll be up 200K. You see, if it's 10K, we'll be up 30K minus 10K, we'll be up 20K for a month. This is still fine. It's just a matter of the money you have. Okay. So that's the close for this month, and it's been a very good month. And we hope and see what June has in store for us. If we're lucky, we can catch all four trades. And we can win all four, or we can win three, or we can win two, or we can even lose three but win one and we'll still be fine. Or lose two, win one, we'll still be fine. Or lose two, win two, we'll still be fine. So anything will be okay. But in these 4 weeks that we have ahead, we only have to take one good trade to cover for any loss that we have throughout that week, that month. If we get 2 wins, that's better. 3, fantastic. 4, lovely. Mm, and we'll see how the markets will go. And thank you guys for watching, and thank you for sticking around, and see you tomorrow, and have a nice good night.